Alright, howdy gamers, and welcome to Devlog 12. So the most exciting thing this week is going to be that I reworked basically all the weapons. This is kind of a consequence of the box blocks revolution. Now it's much easier to just make the weapons and items just whatever I want, since I can just, throw a PNG as a texture onto the boxes and whatnot. So as a result, all the recipes changed, like basically all the icons changed. And additionally, now the finalized weapons look a lot more like a combination of their two components. So I think that should make things visually make sense a bit more, maybe make some of the crafting recipes a bit more intuitive. And the other big change too is that now components also give a skill. So it's not just a case of you have these useless components just sitting in your inventory that you can't do anything with until you craft them. Now they themselves also grant skills, and additionally what they build into grants the same skill as well. So whenever you make something, it's going to have both the skills of the component and weapons. So I think that's the most exciting thing as far as this update goes. Hopefully it'll help people kind of wrap their head around everything and just make it a little bit easier to get started. Now the next thing I was going to try and get working is an update to the victory message. In League of Legends, there's like a personalized victory message that says either like you lost or you won, basically. In Dota, it seems to work a bit differently. Instead, it says whichever team won, so like Radiant Victory or Dire Victory. And I expect normally this isn't a big problem. But this being a battle royale and there being effectively at least 4 teams, maybe more in the future, probably that's going to get a bit hard to remember. And so I found an API method that's supposed to basically return someone's Steam name, so I could change something, or so that I could change the victory message to something like, victory for Gishblade and Wraith Kira. However, after spending a bit of time trying to get it to work, and then also looking a bit on the Mod Dota Discord, I found out that the method actually doesn't work. It broke, many months ago and just still hasn't been fixed. There's some suggestions to use Panorama, which is the UI framework for Dota 2 mods, but I don't want to open that can of worms just yet because I haven't done anything with Panorama so far. So this feature is going to be on the back burner until I decide to kind of bite the bullet and investigate Panorama a bit. Another small change is that I nerfed Skewer. It was like 200 something damage, I think, long range and a short cast time, in addition to only being a 5-second cooldown, and I figure that's probably just way too strong given the power level of everything else in the mod. So I just preemptively nerfed it a bit, or I guess a lot. But and the last thing is that I added a indicator for the weapon being empty. So in regular Dota, just having something in your inventory is enough for it to work. This mod works differently though. You have to equip the weapon by activating it, so now there's a skill that's basically nothing other than a dummy placeholder with some caution tape, some other stuff saying the weapon slot's empty, and if you hover over it, it tells you to activate a weapon in order to equip it. So hopefully that should help keep people from walking around without realizing they need to equip their weapon. And as far as game updates, that's kind of just it for this week. However, I resolved some technical issues, so now I should have another full VOD for just all the coding and stuff I did this week. So that should be up about the same time as this video. So I think that's actually it for this week. So, if you watch all the way through, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you around.